Heads up, this video's about an early alpha build of Chasm. We may check this game out again later on, and everything you see and that I say is subject to change. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but I love games like Castlevania and Metroid. Like, a lot. It's hands down my favorite genre, and anytime I get my grubby little mitts on a new Metroidvania game, I devour it whole, a few times, usually. So it shouldn't really come as a surprise to anybody that today's game, Chasm, just so happens to be one of those games. Developed by BitKid, formerly known as Discord, Chasm's development started back in 2012 with a successful Kickstarter wrapping up in 2013, so it's been in the oven for a while now. The overall premise of the game is pretty simple. You're a soldier sent to investigate strange rumors about the mines in a small town. The game itself is a 2D platformer that handles very similarly to Symphony of the Night, with the player exploring the mines and its connected areas all the while unlocking new abilities, teleporters to get around faster, rescuing village NPCs from the dungeons, and leveling up. Now, here's the fun part, the thing that makes Chasm unique. The dungeon, all of its areas and key item placements, and just everything are procedurally generated each time you start a new game, and each save file's dungeon stays the same whether you die or play on another save. This isn't a roguelite. It's not something where the dungeon that you explore changes and gets reset every time you die. It's consistent per save file. It's a 2D platformer where the dungeon is different every time you start from the beginning. After spending about 3 hours on my first run through what exists in the current build, and then another hour running through a bit of another game to compare differences, I have to say that I'm actually pretty impressed. In the first area, the mines, there are a few rooms that feel like they get repeated a bit too much, but apart from that, the system really works and delivers a pretty unique experience on each new playthrough. Not only are the level layouts different, but the weapons, trinkets, enemy placements, and even town NPCs are all in different spots. It seems like there are specific set-piece rooms, either important interactable objects, puzzles, or specific platforming challenges that get used in every run. It's always clear when it's one of these rooms. They always feel like a lot more time and focus went into creating them. These rooms get scattered into the maps with all the other rooms, and it creates an interesting flow and difficulty curve that works out well in any run. Boss designs so far are pretty standard, I guess. None of the 4 that I've fought have felt like much to write home about. I'm hoping for more complex and challenging bosses as the game develops, perhaps even a selection of a few bosses for each area. Right now, there are 2 environments you get full maps to explore, the mines and the catacombs. Based on those and what I got to see of the garden and keep areas, I'm actually pretty excited to see what other environments we get to explore when the game launches. I'm hoping that they're varied and just as atmospheric as the ones we already have, and the devs should seriously consider peppering the world with secrets. I didn't find a single thing that I wasn't supposed to. I'd love for there to be hidden passages or secret rooms or unlocks that you get by breaking parts of the wall. I'm also hoping that there's more weapon variety, different types of weapons, each with different attacks. Right now, there are basically 3 types of attacks, and I do hope that we get more. Give us some axes, give us some spears, stuff like that. On that same note, you should be able to hot swap between equipment loadouts, at least the stuff that you're holding in your hands. I kept having to go into my inventory to switch back and forth between a broadsword, which has this huge overhead swing, and then a longsword and a magic spell, and at times it gets a bit tedious. Just an option to have an alternate set of weapons or magic to switch to when I hit a bumper or something. It would really improve the flow and versatility of each build. As it is, Chasm is a super solid base for what could easily be a long-lasting and awesome game. It's not released for purchase yet, but if you're at all into Castlevania or Metroid, then you should definitely keep an eye on this one. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more stuff like this. Be sure to check out the other content that we put out on this channel, and remember to drop me a line here on Twitter or through email with any game recommendations that you've got. You can find all that stuff down in the description below. I'll see you next time. Bye!